Hello and welcome to episode number 25 of the Golf Front Podcast. My name is Brett Bevilacqua. I'm a realtor with Carolina Property Sales in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Every Monday, I release a new episode profiling one of the over 60 fantastic courses located in the Sandhills of North Carolina. And if you live to play golf, the Sandhills is the best place to live. This week, we take a look at Sanford Municipal Golf Course. 31 miles and about 45 minutes from the village of Pinehurst lies yet another Donald Ross course in the Sandhills. The Sanford Municipal Golf Course opened in 1934, and you can tell after just a few holes. It is short, fairly tight, though when I was playing in the spring of 2021, they were removing a number of trees from the 18th fairway. The course is a par 71 and plays a measly 6,300 yards from the back with a rating of 70.5 and slope of 130. From the whites, it plays 5,900 with a rating of 68.8 and a slope of 122. The greens and fairways are Bermuda. One noticeable feature is there are not that many bunkers for a Ross course. Most greens are straight away, not cocked off to the left or right like generally you find on Ross courses, and there is rarely a bunker in front of a green that you will need to carry. The greens are small and they are the easiest, most level Ross greens I have ever played. Sanford is truly a muni. This course is not only short, it is easy and ideal for less skilled golfers. It is not a knock. Living in the Sandhills, we have grown accustomed to tough courses, and this is how the other half lives. If you are looking to build confidence, Sanford is a good place to play. The back nine is certainly more challenging than the front, and if not for the back nine, I probably would not be giving this course a favorable rating. One other note, and perhaps Sanford's saving grace, is the tiny greens. I don't want to come off as if I'm knocking the course. It was in great shape and holds the distinction as the first course I have played in 2021 where I did not plug in a fairway. The first hole is a straightforward par 4 that starts off from an elevated tee box. The only trouble is a small pond way off to the right that could be a problem for players that slice. Your approach, unless you're hitting 290 plus, will be uphill and blind to a tiny green that slopes back to front. Oddly, there is a cart path about 30 yards short of the green, and there are also two very small bunkers, one left front and the other to the right of the green. The second hole is a lengthy par 3 with a thin, mostly level, bunkerless green. There's really nothing more to say about it. 3 is an extreme but short dogleg right. A driver will be too much for most players. I tried to get fancy with a power fade and cleared the fairway with ease. Your approach will be uphill from a fairway that slopes left to right and somewhere in the neighborhood of about 100 yards. The green has a bunker way off front left. Fun fact, one of the guys in our group went for the 8th green. I don't know why, but just a note to first-timers. The green also slopes pretty steeply from back left to front right. It made for a very interesting and fun hole. The fourth gets a little tighter, and like the third, is another dogleg right par 4 where you don't need more than 200 yards off the tee. The green is mostly level and also bunkerless. The fifth is another short par 4. Again, you may want to leave the driver in the bag unless you can draw your tee shot on this dogleg left. Your approach shot will run uphill to a slightly deceptive, small green with just a bunker on the right. 6 is a very short, slightly downhill par 3. The green again is small, and this time flanked by a pair of tiny bunkers. The par 4 7th, though not very lengthy, is the longest par 4 on the front, and it runs ever so slightly uphill. The fairway bends a bit to the right, so a fade off the tee is ideal. That being said, I would still want to favor the left side of the fairway. The green is wider than most, but not very deep, and there is a bunker just to the right. The 8th is a very short par 4 that turns hard to the right at the very end. I got on my drive here and with a little extra fade came within a few yards of the elevated green. There are a pair of bunkers front right and front left of this very small green. 9 is the only par 5 on the front, and it is short. There is a fairway bunker to the left, and there really wasn't a flat lie on the fairway. The green was elevated and bunkerless, and all of the greens on the front were surprisingly slow. 9 also brings you back to the clubhouse. The 10th is where things start to get interesting. 10 is a tight medium-length par 4 that bends slightly to the right. There is a pond in front of the tee box that is easy to clear. Ideally, to set up your approach, the center or left side of the fairway will be best. There are a pair of bunkers on either side of what is one of the course's larger greens. 11 is a fun but long par 3 with a hazard down the entire right side. The green is large for Sanford standards, mostly level, and has a small bunker front right. 12 is a long but fun and pretty par 4. Watch out for the trees in the fairway on the right. This is one of the only holes where the green wasn't sitting centered at the end of the fairway. There is a bunker on the right to avoid. 13 is a lengthy par 4 with a hill just off the tee that must be cleared for any chance at par. From there it is slightly uphill and straight to a thin but deep green. 14 is a very short par 3 with the course's largest green. There is a bunker front right. If the pin is back, there is a mound just left of the green that will kick you back onto the green. 15 is a wonderful and tough downhill dogleg left par 4. Like the 3rd and 4th hole, you won't need much distance off the tee. Another thin green, this time flanked by bunkers, but you can easily roll up onto the 15th green. 16 is a very short par 5 that turns left, then slightly back to the right. If you can put two good shots together, you can get there in two, and if you are like me, miss a very makeable putt for eagle. 17 is a long and tough par 4. A great drive can be spoiled by a creek that runs across the fairway. You will need at least a club, maybe two, on your approach shot. I would feel good about a par on 17. The par 5 18th was shortened due to construction when I played Sanford, and that made me sad as it looked awesome. It is short and there is a pond about 285 out from the white tees. From there it is uphill to another small bunkerless green that is sloped back to front. We played it as a par 3, but it looked like a great finishing hole. Sanford Municipal Golf Course is a great value. At just $27 with a card on weekdays and $33 on weekends, it is a great bang for the buck course. It isn't exactly Donald Ross's best design, and if you are a scratch golfer, you may want to explore other options. But if you are like me and the guys I play with, it does give you a chance to score. There are also some fantastic membership rates that you can find on their website at sanfordnc.net. But quite honestly, Googling Sanford Municipal Golf Course will be easier as there is a drop-down menu, or better yet, give them a call at 919-777-1901. As for Golfront property, there wasn't much, but there are plenty of homes in Sanford near the course to choose from. If you need some help, give me a call at 845-365-3665 or send an email to brett@hmpfilms.com and I will show you all the area has to offer. Once again, I'm Brett Bevilacqua with Carolina Property Sales. I hope you join me next week when we go back to Pinehurst to play the wildly underrated Pinehurst number 6.